Good afternoon and welcome to my abode. Now, as we start our presentation, I would like to remind you that what we are covering today is we're covering the electrical safety of outlets in your everyday home. Now, we're going to start off by Christina telling us a little intro about what can happen if you're not safe around outlets.
Right. Electrical outlets are in your everyday home, as we said before. Now, these are very useful things, but they can cause many consequences if not used correctly, like burns to your hands.
Ta-da!
Ooh. Electrical shocks to your system.
Ouch.
And house fires.
That burns.
So now we are going to show you a couple of the hazards that can cause some of these things, as well as some ways to prevent them.
Alright, now what I'm going to start off with is by describing the different kinds of outlets you can find in your home. Now, what we have here, if you look closely, is we have what you call a grounded outlet. Now, the reason you know it's a grounded outlet, first off, is by the most obvious sign. It has 3 holes for the 3-prong plug. Now, an ungrounded outlet has only the top 2 holes, not the bottom one. There are 3 kinds, like I said before. The ungrounded, the grounded, and what you call a GFCI, which stands for a ground fault circuit interrupter. Now, the safest by far is the ground fault circuit interrupter outlet, followed by the grounded, which you see here, and then the ungrounded. Now, these are frequently used outlets, and as you will notice as I'm pulling this over here, things you can use are such like hair dryers, straighteners, TVs, anything you could find in your house, really. Now, the main part of this is plugging and unplugging safely. Now, the first thing you need to know when you plug, and Christina will talk about this later, is that you always want to plug in directly. Then you have to turn it on. Well, you don't have to, but you can turn it on. Sorry. Anyways,
You can tell it's not his.
It's not mine. Sorry. Okay. Now, as you notice here, as I unplug it, you will notice that this one is damaged slightly. It has a little crack right by the nail. That is a big problem that we should probably get fixed, but knowing my family, we probably won't because we don't have that much time. But the problem with this is that, as you see, this thing needs to be completely intact, otherwise it could affect the electrical current, thereby causing the burns that you saw, the shocks, and the fires. Now, the last thing you need to know before I let Christina take over, is that you want to keep away small children and dogs or pets of any kind, because they could get shocked, and obviously they don't know better. Christina, would you like to take it away from here?
Right. Now, what Luke was showing you earlier with the hairdryer is that is a frequently plugged in and unplugged appliance. Every morning you plug it in, dry your hair, and then you unplug it. Now, the problem with these frequently plugged in appliances is that the sockets in which the plug goes into can become loose, which can create more of those shock possibilities and the other consequences we talked about earlier. One thing you can do to keep your dogs, children, etc. safe is to get plastic inserts for your outlets.
As such.
They look like this, and pretty much you just put them in so that no one's sticking anything unnecessary in there, like bobby pins, keys, all of these things, and any other metal conductors can burn your hands greatly if they are inserted into the outlet. Now, next I am going to talk about how to properly plug in and unplug a appliance. Now, when you plug it in directly so as not to damage the plastic around it, and then after you're done using it, make sure the appliance is turned off as such. Off. And then when you pull it out, make sure you pull it out directly, thus as to not bend the prongs or anything inside of your outlet.
Okay, so what we've gone over today is what kinds there are, the dangers that can be prevented, how to prevent them, and if you don't prevent them, what the consequences can be. Thank you for staying with us, and until next time, I'm Luke, and my camera person is Christina. Thank you.